with another best ball stream on Underdog. To all my YouTube watchers, welcome. To all my Instagram watchers, let's get into it. You know what we're doing. Fast puppy. Let's see what spot we get. Yesterday, I really liked the team we drafted. Let's see if we can repeat it today. It's a great way to get some practice in for your home leagues. If you're trying to have an advantage over your buddies, which we all are in fantasy football, this is the best way to get your practice in. It's way better than the mock drafts you're going to do on the ESPN or Yahoo app. It almost does not compare. You are going to get the most accurate ADP, I feel, than anywhere else. Previously, I drafted on DraftKings. We are at pick 9, so you guys are seeing me go through it here. The end of the draft is a tough spot, but we're gonna make it happen. We always do. Did not mean to do that. All right. In here at pick 9. Could be worse. Actually, it could not be. Pick 9 is, 9 through 11 is just tough. It is tough. But hey, if we get a little Bijan or Brees falling to us, I'll take him. I'll take A.J. Brown, and I will take Puka. I don't have a ton of Puka, so maybe this will be the time that I get some more exposure with him there. But last year, actually had Puka on my best ball team. Or not my best ball team, my home league team. He came through. He came through when I needed him the most. So that was awesome. Pretty standard start. Christian McCaffrey this year, he was an absolute outlier. He's projected. I don't know if you guys have looked at the Underdog projections or anywhere else that you do your sports betting. He is projected right now to have 16 touchdowns. And you can basically bet higher and lower from that. I think it's like 16 and a half, which is absolutely insane to have a starting projection at 16 and a half. And if he hits that or somehow does better, he is an absolute smash pick at the 101. So I would not mind getting him there. So these next two, I assume, are going to be Bijan and Brees. And, well, I'll take A.J. Brown. I'm pretty sure we were at the 109 on another draft on here, and I went A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts. We might do that same thing again, but we might mix it up a little bit. Yeah, we're going to take A.J. Brown. I'm not going to think too much about that. He is, his yards per route run is one of the highest in the league. I think he has upside to be a top 5 wide receiver. Eagles should be another good offense this year. He just got paid. Let's go. Let's see what happens. I will take Jahmyr Gibbs if he falls all the way back around to us, which I doubt he will. But if Jahmyr Gibbs does fall, wow, I have not seen Jonathan Taylor go at the first round. Out of all the drafts I've done, this is the first draft I've seen Jonathan Taylor go in the first round. Wow. So I was going to say we'd take Jahmyr Gibbs if he falls to us, but it looks like he's not going to. If Puka fell to us, that would be crazy, wouldn't it? He's not going to. I'll take Marvin Harrison or Nico Collins. That's who we're going to take. Marvin Harrison falls. I don't have a ton of Marvin Harrison, but he's drafted usually at the 13. Let's just take him. Let's go with it. I don't have a ton of Marvin Harrison, but I think if he's going to fall 3-4 picks past ADP, we take a shot on him. Maybe this is a unique start. I doubt it. I doubt this is a very unique start. I believe there will be a fair amount of A.J. Brown, Marvin Harrison starts. Other than that, it looks like Brandon Ayuk is still going over Debo, at least in this draft. A couple drafts I had yesterday off stream, he was falling just a little bit. Debo was definitely getting taken before him, so interesting to see. This team does not care. I do think he's going to end up remaining in San Francisco. I think him just coming out and requesting a trade like that might just speed up the process to where maybe he'll think San Francisco has a little bit more pressure to make a rash decision and quit this back and forth negotiation they've been doing. I don't know if he's necessarily worth that wide receiver one money that people like Justin Jefferson and Amon-Ra are getting paid, but he's a good part of their team, and I think they'd be dumb to let him go. Lots of running backs going early. I think this is the earliest I've seen all these running backs off the board. When I say all these running backs, I mean Kyron and below. Or Kyron and above, I guess you could say. Usually those guys sometimes make it to the middle of the third, but these teams are taking their running backs. Since I think we're going to go Jalen Hurts, I might take Sam Laporta here. I don't know. Or do we take Derrick Henry? You know what? I think we're going to take Stephon Diggs. Come around here and take Jalen Hurts. I just like my team so much more when I get those three wide receivers out the gate. I feel so much like I just have so much more flexibility later on in these drafts. When you're behind in wide receivers, you end up just taking guys that just don't have a ton of upside. And not that Stephon Diggs has a ton of upside, but he's going to be on a pretty good team. They paid him to come there, so obviously they want him there. Lamar going off the board at the 3-4 turn. A little surprising. I kind of want to take Jalen Hurts, but we took Jalen Hurts last time. So let's take a Sam Laporta falling 5 picks past ADP. They took Kincaid early. Yeah, we're gonna let Jalen Hurts fall this time. It might be a mistake, but last time we took A.J. Brown. We did take Jalen Hurts, so let's mix it up a little bit. We have options to take Kyler Murray later, C.J. Stroud later for some stacks. And who knows, maybe in a miracle way, Jalen Hurts will fall all the way back to us, which I know will never happen. But hey, we can wish. Let's see. That Lamar Kincaid, that guy really wanted that Josh Allen Kincaid stack. The one thing I will say about reaching like that is there's going to be other teams who end up getting that stack too. It's just less likely, but I've gotten that stack in another draft where Kincaid fell all the way back to me in the 5th round when I took Josh Allen. And he might just be at a slight disadvantage because instead of taking Kincaid there, he could have took T. Higgins, another running back, and then still get Kincaid. And then the guy he gets here is going to be, who knows? I guess we'll see who he takes, and then we'll kind of compare. But he could have went, with a little bit better of a receiver or running back, and then still got Kincaid. So he might be at a disadvantage to the teams that ended up having Kincaid fall in the 5th round. So Jalen Hurts did go off the board. Not surprised. But on the way back around here, Mark Andrews. Imagine if he fell all the way to the team with Lamar. That would be something crazy, wouldn't it? I might take James Cook if he falls to us. But if Hollywood Brown or Jaden Reed is still there, I will take one of them, and then hopefully I can get either James Cook, Joe Mixon, or Rashad White on the way back around. That would be ideal. So we're going to take James Cook. Take James Cook. I think he could be a solid player this year. The Buffalo Bills are projected to be a top 5 offense according to Vegas. And having a piece of them does not bother me at all. I've taken a lot of Calvin Ridley. Not a lot, but I've taken a fair share. Hollywood Brown and Jaden Reed didn't make it to us, so in my opinion, I will let the rest of these guys fall out, and we'll see what comes back around to us. I don't have a ton of Rashee Rice. He's probably going to be suspended. Worthy before Rice. Or maybe I just go another running back here. Or do we reach on Stroud? I don't think Stroud is going to make it back to us. Do we go for the reach or try to get Kyler back around at this range? I don't know. I don't know. If Joe Mixon is still there, I might take Joe Mixon. He is not. Oh, let's reach on Stroud. We have Diggs. We need a quarterback. We started 3 wide receivers, so we do give ourselves the opportunity to take Stroud here, even though it is a little bit of a reach. But I think he'll be a good asset for this team. So instead of going... So who would we have taken there? Let's see. Who I probably would have took Rashee Rice or Rashad White. One of the two. But I guess if we didn't take Laporta, we might have took Kittle there. So we could have had Hurts, Kittle, but instead we got Stroud and Laporta. What do you guys think? What would you rather have? Kittle and Hurts or Laporta and Stroud? That's tough. In a way, I'm almost kind of leaning towards Hurts and Kittle over Laporta and Stroud. I think Kittle could provide some spike weeks. I do think Sam Laporta has a little bit more upside, though. And then Hurts, we kind of know who he is as a QB. Stroud had a phenomenal rookie season. It could be close. It could be close. Um, we might have botched that one. we might we might have misclicked there, as you could say. But you never know. It's a $5 entry. It's not the end of the world. See how it plays out. Who knows? Stroud and Diggs could have a crazy season, and Laporta is the tight end one, and Kittle barely finishes in the top 10. You never know. So I will stand by our pick. I have no choice but to. I knew Kyler Murray wasn't going to make it back, so that's why I reached on Stroud. I knew Murray was going to get taken. So I think reaching on Stroud after not taking Hurts, that was a good idea. Because we'd have been in a tough spot here at QB. We could always go Jared Goff later, but I'd rather have Jared Goff as my second QB and then be done at quarterback. So here I either want Alvin Kamara or Keon Coleman. If I don't get one of those guys, I might be taking Aaron Jones. But I want Alvin Kamara. Keon Coleman's gone. We'll see if Kamara goes. He does not. We will take Alvin Kamara. Welcome to the team. Not a bad start. Not a bad start. Would like to have one more receiver, but, we took that elite tight end, took James Cook, and we shored up our QB and CJ Stroud. So we just got to live with it. I guess we could have took Jameson Williams and just grabbed a running back on the way back around, get that double stack with the Porter Williams, and then take Goff later. That might have been a good option, but if we can just be done drafting running backs here, because I think yesterday it was on stream, we just had – it was either on stream or the one I did off stream. It was a complete abomination. Our running back room was just full of a bunch of backups. I think it was on stream. We just had a full running back room of backups, and it looks like this draft we're going to have a running back room of starters. So I like the sound of that. I'll take Aaron Jones, Najee, or Jonathan Brooks here. I will take any of them. Maybe if Najee and Aaron Jones go, I might take James Conner just because I already have a lot of Jonathan Brooks. So maybe I'll spread my exposure out a little bit. All right, we're going to take Najee. Not bad. Not bad start. Pretty balanced team. One quarterback, 3 running backs, 3 receivers, and a tight end. We're pretty balanced. So I'm liking it. I'm liking the start. Now we'll see what happens from here. This team goes Joe Burrow. Do they have T. Higgins? No. They don't have Higgins or Jamar Chase. They just take a completely naked Joe Burrow. Very interesting. The team that took Kyler have no stacks either. I guess Kyler does provide some rushing upside, so it is what it is, but very interesting there. Same with the team at 1 taking Patrick Mahomes. I guess it is Patrick Mahomes at the end of the day. He could easily have a game where he throws at 10 different guys. So it's not too crazy. Lots of running backs going off the board in this range. Personally, I don't want to be a guy who needs receivers at this point in the draft just because then you just end up reaching on a bunch of weaker receivers than the running backs are in this range. That team goes Jordan Love, Romeo Dobbs stack. The CeeDee Lamb team takes Dak. Coming back to us here, Might be pulling a trigger on a receiver. Jonathan Brooks is falling. I'm actually surprised. And there he goes. Yeah, right when I was saying it. So if Cortland Sutton falls to us, I will take him. I know there's something going on with his contract. We don't have a ton of Sutton, so I guess this might be the team to do it. Get a little bit of exposure there. And then so yeah, he goes off the board. I like Palmer. He did pretty decent in the games he played. I know he was hurt, but when he was out there, I thought he did pretty decent. And I don't see a ton of competition this year. No, they brought in McConkey. But I think Josh Palmer could be decent, and we might take him. This kind of gives us the opportunity to take Herbert later as well. And then coming back around, Tajay Spears already get drafted? Oh, he went before Pollard. Wow. Wow, that's surprising. Okay, so coming back around, I will be looking at Trey Benson. I don't know. I'm not too confident in Devin Singletary. I just think that Giants offense is just going to be really weak. Or maybe do we look past all of that? We already have A.J. Brown. Maybe we make a consensus bet on the Eagles offense and take Dallas Goedert. Be done at 2 tight ends. You know what? That's what I like to do every draft. I like being done at 2 tight ends, grabbing that elite one, and then grabbing another one around the 10th, 11th round. Like, if you can grab your second tight end before the 10th, 11th round, they've shown statistics that it actually is beneficial. And I think in this range, it's just a bunch of gross picks. Yeah, I don't want Singletary. I don't want Williams. These receivers are like, Jacoby Myers, interesting. I think he could have a decent year. Brandon Cooks, I think his touchdowns were be tough to repeat, in my opinion. If we had Dak, maybe just take Cooks without thinking too much about it. But we have Goddard. Could have had a Goddard double stack. But let's mix it up. We already have a team at pick 9 with Hurts, so let's do a team at pick 9 with Stroud. Let's do a team at pick 9 with some better running backs, and that's what we did. So this could be interesting. Is Jared Goff going to make it back to us at the 129? Most likely. I'll be looking at Jared Goff. I'm going to be looking at Chase Brown and where's Rico? Wow, Rico is way down there. That's surprising. He's that much lower than Zeke. Could also take Nick Chubb. If we don't get Chase Brown, I'll just take Nick Chubb. I've been drafting so much Nick Chubb. Maybe you can call me an idiot, which I probably am. But I'm shooting for the moon here. I don't want last place. I don't want 6th place. I don't even want 3rd place. I need to be the top 1-2 teams that make it to the playoffs, and then hopefully Nick Chubb's healthy, and he can just absolutely smash in the fantasy playoffs and win me a bunch of money. That would be awesome. So we'll see. We're going to find out. If he even makes it to us, he might not even make it. Jared Goff went at pick 118. Did I say something about a Herbert stack and he already got picked? Or is he still out there? Oh, he's out there. So maybe we just take Herbert then. That's why we took Palmer. Get a little Herbert stack in there. That's what I want to do. I'm taking Herbert, and then we're going to be done at QB as well. That's what I do. I don't know. It's my strategy. It might be the wrong strategy this year. I have done some teams with 3 quarterbacks, 3 tight ends, but that 2 quarterback, 2 tight end is just, I don't know. I like my teams a lot more when I do that. This team has 1 QB, does not go Herbert. Perfect. We get Herbert. There is some stacking options with Herbert later, I believe. Quentin Johnston. DJ Chark in the last round of the draft. We could have took Dalton Schultz, waited on Schultz, and got a stack with Stroud, but I think we did all right taking AJ Brown and Goddard. I think the Eagles offense and the Texans offense will have similar outcomes this season. If we don't get Chubb, I'll take Rico. We're a touch short on receivers. Just a touch. I would like to have a little bit more. But in this range, I'm not too excited about any of these guys. Mike Williams is falling. Let's see what this team does. Dalton Schultz. And we shall take Nick Chubb. Drafted Chubb a lot last year, and also drafted Chubb in my home redraft league. So you would assume I had a terrible season, but I actually ended up winning that year, which is crazy. My second round pick was a complete wash. I lost Nick Chubb, drafted him in the second round. I had picked towards the end of the first round, and then I snagged Chubb early in the second and started Bijan Chubb. I was feeling pretty good about that start. And Chubb went down. Crazy. I actually had Jerome Ford on my team. I never draft handcuffs, and for some reason, at like the late rounds, I just took him. And he made my lineup a couple weeks that I needed a running back, but I also had Rashad White, who ended up balling out and was pretty solid for me. So that helped out a lot. And then I ended up winning because I snagged Puka Nacua off the waivers after week 1. I took a loss week 1. I had waiver priority. I think someone else took Kyron Williams. I took Puka Nacua. He ended up balling for me. Keenan Allen ended up being a smash pick. I had Lamar. He had a pretty good season. And a guy I drafted a couple guys I drafted a lot of, which won me over $5,000 on DraftKings last year, were Nico Collins and Brandon Ayuk. I snagged them. You wouldn't even believe how late I got them in my redraft league this last year. And they are now second-round picks on Underdog this season. And on Underdog last year, I believe you could get those guys in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th round, something like that, maybe even later. Absolutely crazy. I think we'll take Quentin Johnson if he falls here. Yeah, I think we're going to take Quentin Johnson. Give a double stack with Herbert. We need a receiver. We already have one stack, but we'll double it up. We won't take any more Chargers. But yeah, last year ended up panning out pretty well with my luck on the waivers and then my picks in the mid to late rounds ended up being starters on my team the whole season. Bijan didn't really have that great of a season, but he was consistent, and he started in my lineup every week. He was available. Even the week he got me 0 points when the coach did not disclose he was injured. And what's even crazier that I just found out, I think not too long ago, was Kyle Pitts last year was coming off a MCL, PCL type of surgery, and all they said was going into the season was a little bit of a knee scope or something like that. And I just think that's crazy that the Atlanta Falcons were just like hiding injuries from, I guess you could say, the media or us as fantasy football drafters. I'm going to take Wan'Dale Robinson here. Hopefully it makes it to me. Don't have a lot of Wan'Dale. He said he feels faster than ever. That's what I like to hear. Get us some touchdowns, buddy. Get us some touchdowns, my friend. Don't have a lot of Wan'Dale, so let's just mix them in. Let's get exposure to a couple different guys. Don't have a lot of Marvin Harrison, so there we go. I just realized he has a rookie picture now. Did rookies not? Rookies didn't used to have pictures, did they? I just noticed that. Not bad, not bad. Just gotta land this plane. That's all we gotta do at this point. Fill it out with some guys that have some upside. And, you know, if Wan'Dale Robinson ends up being a top 40 receiver, what a pick he'll end up being for us. Quentin Johnson has a bounce back year from his rookie season. I mean, it can't get much worse, right? What is he, just going to be a total bust? Like, I just find that unlikely. So maybe we can get a little bit of value there with our Charger pass catchers. Justin Herbert might have a good season. We have C.J. Stroud, Stephon Diggs sack. I wish we had Nico. I guess we could have drafted Nico. I took Marvin Harrison over him, which I'm not mad about. I have a ton of Nico, and I've been drafting a ton of them. I have not been drafting a ton of Marvin Harrison because usually what I do at pick 11 or 12 is I don't take him, and I take one of the guys that go at like the 1-2 turn to give myself a unique lineup. And it looks like in this draft, these teams kind of did the same thing. A little bit of a unique start. He could have just taken Puka and still got Taylor, but anyways. So he ended up falling to us because these teams went with a little bit of a unique start. And so we'll take him. We'll take him, and we'll round the rest of this team out. Coming up on this pick. I don't have a lot of Michael Wilson, but we do have Marvin Harrison on our team. So maybe we'll make a correlated bet or a consensus bet. I don't know what you would call it. Probably correlated bet that the Arizona pass catchers will do well. So maybe we just do that. Maybe we take Michael Wilson and see what happens. I don't have a lot of Michael Wilson, so let's get some exposure out there. Let's get our exposures out there. Wow, we have a lot of Week 5 buys. 3 Week 5 buys, 3 Week 11 buys. Week 5, we're going to need Marvin Harrison, Stephon Diggs, and then one of these other guys, Wan'Dale or Michael Wilson, to do something for us on that bye week. J.K. Dobbins falls back around, I'll take him. Since we have lots of charges on this team, I guess we just do the onslaught. Might not be the best idea, but also might not be the worst. I've done about 70 drafts this year. How many you got in? Probably inching closer to 80 now. Probably at 80 now, actually. This team's first two tight ends were Ben Sinnott and Isaiah Likely. He does have Aaron Rodgers, or does have Lamar, I think. Oh, no, the team at 11 does. Wow. Very interesting. He waited that long to take a tight end. So he goes. Let's take. I don't have any Elijah Mitchell. Barely any. Let's just take him. Never know. We do never know. And then our last two picks. We'll go. We'll go running back receiver. We'll go 8 receivers. What bye week does OBJ have? 6. Let's target OBJ. I want a piece of that Miami offense. I don't have any of it in this draft. And then a running back. Let's try to get Braylon Allen, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Not that the Jets are gonna have a great offense, but I want some pieces. So we'll see what falls. Coming around, we might end up getting one of our guys. We may end up getting Braylon Allen. No, we don't. I think the team that took Brees just took Braylon Allen. Maybe. Let's see. I think so. Let's take Clyde. Let's take Clyde and then OBJ on the way back. No, Brees went at 8. The team before him took Brees. I wonder if he was targeting him or not. He's got Algier and Allen. The Bijan and Brees handcuffs. Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to take OBJ here if he falls. We'll take OBJ. He'll be our last pick. And Not a bad team. Quarterback, we got C.J. Stroud, Justin Herbert. Running back, James Cook, Alvin Kamara, Najee Harris, Nick Chubb. And then a couple backups. Receiver, we got A.J. Brown, Marvin Harrison, Stephon Diggs. A couple Chargers. And then a couple dart throws. And then I guess you could say OBJ is going to be a dart throw as well. I mean, we kind of know who he is at this point. If one of those Miami receivers go down, he could be in for a bigger role. May provide us with some spike weeks. I don't know, but in this range, I just like going with somebody I'm familiar with, and I know he's at the end of his career here, but I'm buying the name at this point. I'm buying the name. And he goes a pick before. Wow. So let's take somebody we have absolutely zero of. Jalen Tolbert. Let's go. He'll be on a decent offense, so. I think that's all I have for you guys. I appreciate you tuning in. Like and subscribe if you want to catch one of my streams in the future, or if you want to hop into a draft with me. I'll be drafting tomorrow, and hopefully I'll see you guys there.